Hi, this is Whiskey Titan. This is going to be the first in a series of videos in which I give you information on how to best get started in Punishing Grey Raven in anticipation of the global version releasing sometime this summer. In this first video, we're going to go over some of the basic gacha stuff like premium currency, what banners there are in different versions of them, pull and pity rates, the character release schedule, and lastly, some general strategies on how to get the most out of the gacha system. This video is mostly going to be targeted at free-to-play and subscribe-to-play players, since higher spenders don't need to be as careful with managing their resources. So, first things first, we'll start with the premium currency in Punishing, the Black Cards, or BC for short. Black Cards are the universal summoning currency and can be used to summon on all banners. Each banner needs its own currency, but the BC are convertible. You can use them for other things as well, like stamina, but that isn't recommended if you are free to play. To cover all things related to BC, we have this nice graphic made by Lias Hiro with help from the Punishing Discords, and I apologize for butchering that name. Thank you for making this. It covers a lot of ground regarding how to get BC at the top section and what to spend it on in the middle section. What you will mainly be saving the black cards for are the S-rank characters. You need 15,000 black cards to 100% guarantee getting each new S-rank, and S-ranks drop every 2 patches or roughly 3 months apart. If you are purely free to play without the monthly pass, it is recommended to skip signature weapons to ensure getting the new S-ranks. Increasing your character pool with synergetic units is more important than bringing out the absolute most out of a select few characters. I would, however, recommend getting the monthly pass day 1 of Global's launch because it generates insane value for very low cost. As the last section points out, with the monthly pass you have enough additional funds to also get signature weapons, which brings out a lot more power out of your units. There's only one caveat I want to point out going into Global, that being the aforementioned time between S-rank releases. The 3 months here apply to the Chinese server. JP, in comparison, has a slightly sped up schedule with less time between patches. This does not make much of a difference, only about 1.5 months over 5 patches JP has had so far, but we don't know how Global will be handling the release schedule though, and seeing as how it's 1.5 years behind China versus the 1 year Japan was behind China at launch, I would assume there's most likely going to be a sped up schedule as well for Global. Now then, let's hop over to the banners. At launch, there will be 3 tabs in the summoning menu, and we're going to go over each banner one by one. The first tab has the beginner and later default banner. Each pull on this banner costs 250 cards, either specific cards, those being these here, or if you convert the black cards into the specific summoning currency. The highest rarity units are S-rank. This banner has a 0.5% chance on every pull to get an S-rank, with a one-time beginner pity of 40, meaning you are guaranteed a random S-rank at 40 pulls. As soon as you get an S-rank, either from pity or the 0.5% chance, the pity will change from 40 to 60. The community calls this the beginner's gacha. Newly patched in S-ranks will be added to the pool of this banner 1 patch after their debut. Additionally, you can also get A-ranks from this banner. Notable in Punishing is that the A-ranks are not purely random. Rather, you can select which A-rank you want to focus on right here, increasing your chance of getting that specific A-rank to 80%. If the A-rank is currently debuting, that chance, the 80% seen right here, actually goes up to 100%. As you will very likely have to summon all your 40 pulls on the beginner's banner to get your first S-rank, I would recommend doing some research as to which A-ranks to focus on. In the early game, all of them are useful, though that does change rather quickly. The second banner we're going to talk about is the weapon banner. Right here. So, the highest weapon rarity in Punishing is 6 stars, and you get them from this banner and another banner we're going to get to in a second. This banner has a pity of 30 with a 4% chance on every pull to to get a 6-star weapon. As with the standard banner, you can select which weapon to pull or to focus on here. You can just select them. Every 6-star you pull, once a weapon has been selected, has an 80% chance of being the weapon you focus on. Every unit has their own 6-star signature weapon. Every time a new unit is patched in, their 6-star signature weapon is immediately available here for you to focus pull on. Should you miss the 80% chance and not get the 6-star weapon you're targeting, the next time you get a 6-star weapon, it is 100% guaranteed to be the weapon you're focused on. As with the A ranks in the standard banner, you also get 5-star weapons from this banner when you summon for 6 stars. You don't want to summon specifically for the 5-star weapons though. Once you start summoning for 6 stars, you will be swimming in 5-star weapons before long. If they are what you need for a specific character, you can always salvage 3 5-star weapons for 1 5-star weapon of your choosing, then bought from the in-game shop. Events occasionally give out 5-star crafting material, and if you really are starved for 5 stars, you can grind them out in the co-op mode, which also gives the 5-star material as well as a low random drop chance for complete weapons. Though there are usually better ways to spend your stamina than doing the co-op mode. Now, let's move over to the final banner on tab 1. The final banner on the first tab is another weapon banner similar to the one we just talked about, though this one does not have the function to select and focus pull on weapons. You slowly accumulate summon tickets exclusively for this banner through logins. It's not recommended for you to spend or convert black cards on this banner. Now then, let's move on to tabs 2 and 3 on the summoning page. These usually confuse newer players. First, on the left, we have the S rank debut banners. These banners only give the debuting S rank, and you cannot get any other S rank from these banners. And on the right, we have the rotating banners. These banners are random and change their focus units every 2 weeks. You can choose which unit to focus pull on from one of the 2 characters shown on the cover of the banner. You have a 70% chance for the S rank you pull here to be the focused S rank. At the launch of the game, the rotating banners will only show 1 character until a few patches in, when the dual rotating banners are introduced. These numbers are the same for the banners on tab 2 and tab 3. The difference between these 2 tabs are in their pity counters and the S rank drop chance per pull. Tab 2 banners have a hard pity at 60 with a 0.5% chance per pull to be an S rank, identical to the standard banner we talked about. Tab 3 banners have a pity range of 80 to 100 with a 1.5% chance per individual pull to be an S rank. The overwhelming majority of the community, both free-to-play, spenders and whales alike, recommend the tab 2 banners for pulling because of the consistency they provide. Hence why you will find most of the guides and tutorials always bring up the 15,000 black cards, as this is the number of black cards you need to reach the 60 pull pity. Last but certainly not least, the pity carryover. Short answer, pity carries over, but the long answer is tab 1 banners are constant, so there's no worries there. Tab 2 banners and tab 3 banners either go away after the character debut or the rotating banner period ends. The next debut or rotating banner then takes the place of the previous one and inherits the pity. This does not happen across tabs though, meaning the tab 2 banners inherit the pity of the previous tab 2 banners, and tab 3 banners inherit the pity of the previous tab 3 banners. Besides the weapons, your units also need memories. These are similar to the Stigmata and Honkai, but work like the artifacts in Genshin, where you get them outside the gacha. The only 2 things for a long time you need to gacha for are the characters and their weapons. After the anniversary, pets will be added, but that isn't something Global will have to worry about for a while. Lastly, we'll talk about gacha strategy. If you aren't bothered with the meta and just want to get and use the characters that appeal to you, go for that. For those who want to meta it out, here is the meta slave approach I follow. Focus on and plan around the debut banners. The 100% debut banners are never coming back, they're a one-time thing. At the time of making this video, looking at the Chinese version of the game, there has not been a single new S rank that is not desirable or important for a long time. You can at any point focus pull on any of the weapons in the game, so they are not a priority pickup. A new S rank arrives every other patch, starting with Alpha 1 patch after launch. The update schedule is pretty much always S rank patch, A rank patch, S rank patch, A rank patch, with about 1.5 months between the start of each patch. This is not factoring in a potentially sped up schedule Global might follow. Some of the A ranks are also very important for your teams. You will want to make sure to get most of them as well, but avoid using your black cards for that. The events arriving with each new A rank will give enough fragments for the character once, and you can farm fragments outside the gacha slowly. However, there's an easy way to immediately get new A ranks up to S rank once they launch. For that, we need to maximize our standard banner currency income. We do this by choosing the correct quests for weekly missions. You can find the menu here. In here, click on one of the 3 open slots. You are then brought to a menu where you can choose between 3 quests. Here, only ever pick quests that will give the standard banner currency. If no quest gives the currency as a reward, you press the button at the top right to re-roll the quests. You can do this up to 7 times per day, meaning you have a total of 49 re-rolls per week. Make sure to only ever accept quests that give the default banner currency, not only for the A ranks, but also because it slowly builds up towards the 60 pity on the default banner for another S rank. You can get 50 to 60 default banner cards from each of the quests, so 150 to 180 per week. Factoring in login rewards and the occasional downtime / patch compensation, you should be able to build up most of what you need for a 10 pull by the time a new A rank arrives. Once the A rank drops, you pick up 1 copy to unlock the character. Then, you do their event and get the 30 fragments there. This will be enough to make them S rank. If you use the 30 fragments to unlock them, and then pull the character, you only get 18 fragments, meaning you lose out on 12 fragments simply for doing it in the wrong order. Well, that's it for my first video on punishing. Hopefully this answers some questions new players might have. I usually don't like talking in absolutes, but the gacha in PGR is the fairest and most free-to-play friendly one I've encountered so far, and I hope the numbers shown in this video have reflected that. I plan to make a second video about what you should do once Global opens its doors. Stuff like what units to focus on early, daily and weekly routines, and what to prepare going forward. If you have any questions, corrections, or additions to anything I said in this video, feel free to leave a comment. Laters!